And there is Tiberius. First thing he's doing is checking to see if any animals have been around his chairs. Guarding his territory as always. Anyway, so you'll notice that none of the other cats are out. So no cats anywhere, no Tasmania, no Lila, and that's because I think someone's working. So because I live near just forest upon forest, there's often like county workers that come in, I think city or county or something. I actually don't know who they're with or what they're with, but every once in a while there are people like working on the edge of the forest, if that makes sense. So they're really loud, and this is the first time I can recollect where Tiberius has actually left the house. Any of the cats have left the house when those workers are around. I'm actually really impressed. I didn't think he'd want to come out. But I did want to answer a question that someone had. Well, not had, just a comment that they made. And I wanted to just address it really fast because I know for me in my life, the way that I live, just for the cats. So I don't recommend having your cats come out at all. My cats are not outdoor cats in any way, shape, or form. What they do is they're my companion animals. And so they just take care of me all day. And what happens is when the spring hits and when summer hits, they start itching to go outside, especially as they got older. And I was never able to do that. Usually they'd be guarding me on my bed. And as I got more mobile and the physical therapist started telling me to go outside, and the cats realized, oh, we can go outside because they're always indoor cats. So we came up with a plan with the team for me to start like taking one cat out, just on and on. So anyway, the way that I do it with my cats is I never release them. I'm always out here with them. It's more like recess. I can only do it when I'm healthy. If I'm not healthy, they don't go out. But because I've been healthy enough to take them out, every couple, like at least once a week. Now it's almost every day. As it gets warmer, I'm almost able to do it at least 4 times a week, I think. Sometimes more times a day when I'm doing really well. That they've come to expect it. So Chris has had to start taking them out every once in a while when I can't, because they're just like, let's go. And so they've learned to start doing these recesses, but they only come out for a few minutes. And it's kind of like they check on the birds, they check on the smells they've been smelling, they eat some grass, and then we just go back in when I call them in. So it's kind of like recess when, I used to teach. Before I was a teacher, I would substitute teach while in college, or I can't remember. I can't go into the whole memory of my history. Maybe the movies will remind me. Unexpected. They're going, I'm like, maybe I'll remember back then. But anyway, so I just come out with them. It's a whole long thing. It's part of my medical thing. And the boundaries that the cats obey, I didn't train them that. My friends did it as a gift to me when they started seeing how bad that I was, and they knew the medical prognosis, just this whole thing. And so it started with them on leashes, and my friends as a gift to me, because we don't ever share finances. Any of my friends, you'll notice with people with more and more money, they don't lend, unless it's their kids, and then they just give it to their kids. But as my friend circle became more and more successful or more and more healthy, less and less were sharing. But they did do gifts. They do gifts, like training the cats. And so one of the things that the Lord provided was training for the cats. And my friends did that for me. They didn't even tell me about it. I just came back from one of my big medical trips, and they were like, surprise, because they come and take care of the house. Well, they used to, and I have to go away on these. Anyway, it's a long, huge history, but the short answer is that my cats have had extensive training on where the boundaries are, and the boundaries are very much just this front walkway, like just to the edge of like that, like right there. They're not supposed to go on the porch or anything here. They can just go right here, and they can't go beyond like the big Christmas tree, this giant tree. They can't go beyond that. That's why where you see them videoed is like the only place they can go. They can't go over the wall if they go up the hill. So it's just a long bunch of stuff. So they're not outdoor cats. That's why you always see me with them. And so the noise has gotten to Tiberius, and he's like, time to go in. Checking the door to make sure no cat has rubbed up on his door. And see, they brought themselves in, and we're all done. And that's my physical therapy exercise for the day. And just doing that walking, that's my exercise. And then I usually have to figure out a way to get myself upstairs into bed, and to just put my legs up and go back to being in bed all day. If I can, I try to do an activity down here. Like, it took me like a week or two, but I actually got that cat thing together. But you know, it's spring and summer, and I'm much more active in that time. That's why I was so excited that I was able to take drives in the winter, because I'm not normally active in the winter. Anyway, this is becoming a really long video. Just a quick explanation. That's why you see the cats out. It is very, very restrictive. I wouldn't recommend anyone. I've actually heard of people that are like, oh, she lets her cats out, let's go do it. But that's because they have lifestyle channels today where they're always selling you something. I'm not selling you on going out. This is just my life, which is why I'm writing about like Sophie Showhead and Nail Career Education, because those channels have been left up. So many channels were deleted and censorship leaves. But because they're beauty and fashion, their channels have been allowed to stay up. But they're like me. They just started their channels for their own personal lives, not because a network hired them, not because a brand hired them. Sophie Showhead started her channel because she wanted to learn more about SEO and online marketing so she could be a better consultant, because she was trying to go out on her own. And she knew the best way to do it was to start it herself so she could help people the most in her consulting business, because she was moving from corporate to consulting. And then Nail Career Education, she just had a small business and she moved it online as a supplicant. So she started her own line. Eventually she became so successful that she started her own line of products, and now she just had Cardi B's nail artist on her YouTube channel. But when she started in 2014, she had a small business, and she was just advertising her small business in Canada, doing it with a photographer friend, a videographer. She'd go to his set, and it ended up doing really. So I liked seeing other women who were like me when I was healthy, and so it reminded me of like the world outside. For me, that was really good to see. So I'm still of that thing. Like, I did the channel to stay healthy, like to start doing it again and to get my mouth moving again, like to exercise, just to try and like return to function. And so for me, it was to stay alive. I swear Book of Catherine helped me stay alive. So it's become much more than that now, but I'm one of those original channels that I would have been wiped off because I'm not beauty, fashion, or any of that. I'm too many different things, and I'm definitely controversial. So today, all channels like mine are gone. So theirs are still around because they're beauty and fashion, but they sell the big brands that are running things now. But I'm not talking about the cat, so he's like, I'm out of here. All right, I better go. That's a really long video, and that's a lot of talking for me. It's very painful to talk. So love you guys so much. Bye.